Welcome everybody to Let's Talk About It. A podcast is a platform for real talk, real people, real topics, real conversations. People follow me on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, ladies and gentlemen. You will know automatically when this episode, any episode comes out. Also, if you listen to me on audio, like Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, all my audio ones. Please like, download, hit that subscribe button. Every episode is very, very important. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a good time conversation with a friend of mine named Shirley. I met her on TikTok. Uh, First and foremost, let me tell you who she is. First of all, she's a certified life and trauma coach. She is a retired police chief, which definitely we'll bring her back on to talk about that right there. Today, right, we're gonna have a conversation. It's not an interview. We have a conversation about benefits of strength training for women, menopause, perimenopause, and what she's going to tell you, she's went through it 3 times, and she's going to explain that. Mental health for women. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about body imaging. We're going to talk about a little bit about hormones. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Shirley. How are you doing today? This Sunday.
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Now I know, right? When I first reached out to you, you was like, "All right, I want to share this. I want to get through this. I want everybody to know information." And now you're gonna be a little nervous, but nah, you're not the nervous type. I can tell you right now.
No, I'm good. I'm comfortable.
I know you the best. We gonna have a great conversation.
Yep.
All right. First and foremost, right, you a certified life coach and trauma coach because
Yes.
all these issues that I have brung out here, from strength training, especially menopause, perimenopause, mental health. You probably talked to a lot of people about that.
Yes.
But the first question is, why did you become a certified life and trauma coach in the first place?
So I'll be very honest. My upbringing was not the best. It was very traumatic. It was I grew up in a very abusive household. We had bouts of homelessness. We had bouts of hunger, to the point where we never knew what we were going to be eating. We had drug abuse in the family. We had alcoholism in the family. I knew at the age of 10 years old that I did not want to live my life like that. I didn't know how I was going to get out of that, but I knew very early on that this was not going to be the life for me. And I have some family members who have taken a really wrong turn in life. And I seen what was happening with them, and I went completely the opposite way. The reason when I finally did the life coaching course, it was on the back end of my youngest son fighting stage 4 cancer. And I will tell you that he is well right now. He is doing very well. He has a family of his own. He's married and he has a little boy. All of that is a miracle in itself. But watching your child go through something like that and not having an outlet to turn, I had to do something for myself because I felt like I was drowning. So I started this course. It came up on something on Facebook, and I started this course, and I realized that as I'm doing the work for this course, I was answering those questions truthfully and honestly for myself. And what it did is it gave me an outlet to begin to heal myself, because I am a mother of 3. I'm a grandmother of 8.
Oh.
And I knew that I had to do something for myself. I reached out to therapy, and that worked a little bit. But when you're in law enforcement, there's a big stigma on that.
Yeah.
And that's why I went the life coaching route, because a lot of people don't realize that when you go for psychiatric help as an officer, they can deem you unfit for duty and take your badge away. And a lot of people lose their livelihood like that, which means a lot of people don't go and report that, or they don't go through with that. And you get alcoholism, drug abuse, abuse of powers, police brutality. A lot of things come out of that.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that later. But I knew that I had to do something for myself. So I took the course and I used the course on myself.
Mhm.
And by using the course on myself, it allowed me to free myself of the burdens that I was feeling. It allowed me to put my life in order and in perspective to better navigate it, because I was swimming without a life jacket. I was just existing in life. And that's probably one of the best ways that I can see it. And I felt like I was taking on more water than I could tread.
Okay.
And as a mom and as a single mom, you want to make sure that you are as good as you could be for your kids. So for me, I would take a little bit of time, couple hours, and just focus on me in order to be able to better take care of him. And
Okay.
it changed my whole trajectory of life. It gave me a different outlook on law enforcement. It gave me a different outlook on people in general. It gave me a lot more empathy than I already had.
Mm.
I am an empath, so I will take on people's emotions, and that's very hard for me sometimes because I have to
Yeah.
determine if it's mine or theirs,
Yeah.
and that's a big burden sometimes. So this allowed me to do that, and by doing that, it allowed me to help other people. Now, I will tell you that this is part of my business.
Okay.
However, like I said to you before we started to record, I make
Okay.
zero money on this because I feel obligated to make sure that people are okay
Awesome.
and to get through what they're getting through. And a lot of times I expose myself in my own life so that they can see I'm not just somebody who's telling them what to do, I'm somebody who lived what they're living.
Absolutely.
And the transparency has been a blessing for me to the amount of people I've helped. I worked in a high school for 10 years. Those kids still reach out to me today in their 30s, the ones that I had impacted their life.
That's awesome.
So I'm very proud of it, and I will continue to do it. I feel it's my calling. I feel like I was chosen to do this. So
All
that's
right.
why I do it.
I love it. Shirley, I'll tell you right now. Well, let's kick things off with the benefits of strength training.
Okay.
Okay, because there are 14 benefits of strength training, but they also say strength training for women gives you a like a longer lifespan.
Hmm.
Like they say the average lifespan for a woman is 78, 73 for a man. But they say, well, strength training will give you an extra 5 to 10 years. Now, with that right there, right, you was a law enforcement officer. So I assume that you had to go through like, some type of different strength techniques to
Hmm.
get through your day, especially all the equipment you guys
Yes.
had to carry and stuff like that. So but my question is for you, but before we get into the benefits of strength training, like what type of strength training did you go through when you first started off, like being a police officer all the way up to today?
Uh, so initially, no, I started my career when I was 21 years old.
Okay.
I retired at 48.
Hmm.
That's a long time. People think that's young, but that's a long time in that line of work. And
Yeah.
I got in Illinois, just outside of Chicago, and I got out sound and alive. um, it's much to be said about that. But initially, um, there's a power test that you have to do, and it's your sit-ups, your run, your push-ups, the bench press. What I disagree with is in law enforcement that once you do your power test and you're hired somewhere, there's not much that they force on you to continue that path,
Yeah.
right? So that's why you start to see a lot of officers who are out of shape, and a lot of that comes to do with, I'll be honest, with their mental health. It's not because of the job; it's because their mental health is declining because of the job,
Got it.
and it causes a lot of weight gain, a lot of cortisol, a lot of middle weight, and
Hmm.
if you look at people, that's where they're carrying it, and that's usually a stressful life.
Yeah.
So for me, I maintained my physical fitness as much as I could. I had some serious health issues. Um, and I ended up going up to 188 pounds.
Well,
I'm about between 117 and 120 right now.
okay.
Um, I had some female health problems. Um, and we'll get back into that when we start talking about the hormones and things like that.
Okay.
And it caused me a lot of weight gain. And then I was in a accident on duty and crushed my lower spine. I didn't walk for almost a year.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot here. There's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And, and
But I'm gonna cut you off. But the strength part of it,
yeah,
like I mean, what was the steps that you went through? Because you have to be strong for all that right there. Like,
yeah.
did you lift a lot of weights at that time, or did you
Um,
do anything like that
I'm
before the accident,
most
after the accident?
most of my strength training is body weight and
Okay,
minimal weights. Minimal weights like this is only 8 pounds.
okay,
But it helps when you keep your muscles toned and your muscles fit, you're a lot stronger than you think you are. You don't have
yeah.
to bulk up and be huge. But you do need to be strong enough. My uniform, carrying my extra gear was 25 pounds on top of my weight. And that's not everything. That's not everything. And that's all day being able to run like that. You have to chase people. And the one thing I can do is I can run. I can run anywhere from 10 to 12 miles. So if I can see you, I'm going to get you.
Yeah,
if I can see you, I'm going to get you. You'll run out of gas before me.
I'm kind of curious, right? With the 25-pound vest, right? You say you had a serious accident.
Yeah.
After that accident, like, how did you train to like get stronger again to actually put the 25-pound vest on and to run?
So believe it or not, I started with We Fit.
Really?
The We Gang, yeah.
Wow. I remember that back in the day. Oh my goodness.
Right, exactly. There was like they had the boxing and the little exercises that they'd have you do, and because one thing you don't really see from me, occasionally you will if I have a layover somewhere and I'm in a gym.
Yeah.
But usually you'll see me, I'm in my living room or I'm in a hotel room. And I do that on purpose. I can go to the gym and do this workout, but I want people to see that you don't have to go to the gym.
Gotcha.
You can do this at home. You can do this with your body weight. You can do this with minimal weights and still make yourself healthier. What I have learned by doing this at home is that I'm probably already outgrowing what I'm using at home, and I need to increase my weight size as far as what I'm using. And that's not a problem. I'll just buy more of them. But because I think about a whole package, okay? And I think about the people who are just starting this, and they might be embarrassed to go to the gym.
Yeah.
But when you do some of the stuff that I do, you start to see the results and you start to feel better about yourself, which will then allow you to go outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
So everything I do, there's a reason behind why I do it. It's not just, I'm not embarrassed to go to the gym. I'll go anytime. I do yoga at the beach in the middle of the day in my swimsuit.
Gotcha.
I don't care, but I want people to know that you could do this at home, not just yoga, any exercises. Just do something to move your body so that you can start to see results, which builds your confidence, which allows you to get out of your comfort zone.
How many years have you been doing yoga?
Don't laugh, okay?
Oh boy.
6 months.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, it benefits you, but before you did yoga, you said you did a lot of body weight exercise.
Yeah. Like I do push-ups. I do a lot of resistance. Like I use my bands. I use a lot of I do squats. I do a lot of ab work. Because when your abs are strong, your back is strong.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to keep your core strong. I do, and I'm a walk. I started with walking, and then I transitioned to running, and then I'll walk and run. And like I said, I'll go up to 12 miles. I could leave here and go. I will go almost 2 towns away and then come back. And that's approximately 12 miles. It's like every day that I do something, I try to get myself to do a little bit more. On TikTok, you see, I do inverted crunches, and I do that on my head because I have a spine injury.
Gotcha.
So doing crunches on the floor are not going to benefit me. They're going to hurt me.
Oh, gotcha.
So doing them upside down, it allows my spine to open up, which allows me to do it better. Right. So I started with only doing like 10. Then I did 25. Then I did 50. Now I'm up to 120.
Oh.
Upside down.
No, I can't do it. I couldn't
do that. Don't say that. That's where people lose the battle.
Listen, I might go try that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you should try it. I'm telling you that it's so what it does. So I'll be honest, doing that is a full body workout. So it's working my arms.
Okay.
It's working my back. It's working my legs. It's working my core. It's working my hips just to control it.
Okay. All right. Well, I got an interesting question for you.
Sure.
Because there's this thing now. It's out there big time, especially on social media, about building muscle, longevity, especially for women and for men, but more for women. But you've been doing body weight. I mean, right? You look fantastic. So I'm gonna ask you a question. What's the benefits of doing body weight to keep you such active now, especially as you get older? Like, what's the benefits of doing body weight exercises?
So for me, body weight is it's a comfortable place for me. Using my body weight, it keeps me lean and long. Instead of bulk, I have long, lean muscle. It aesthetically, it looks different. And I'm not injuring myself by going with weights that might be too heavy for me. Now, as I've been doing body weights and as I've been doing these smaller weights that I have at home, I have become stronger. I never used to be able to do push-ups. I can do 20 of them now.
Okay.
And that's a lot of that, I'll be honest, is from the work that I do on my head. Because like I said, it makes your arms and shoulders way stronger.
Okay.
So now I use these 8-pound weights. I do the hip thrusts with them on my hips to make, to add the resistance to it. I'm ready to increase that probably to 25 pounds. So using your body strength, your body composition, as opposed to just throwing weights on top of you, you're building the initial core strength. For me, I can't speak for other people. I'm not a professional bodybuilder by no means. I do what works for me. And using my own body weight, it allows me to build the muscle that I need to intensify and increase. So I think that for some people, not all, but for some people, especially women over a certain age, and I'm going to be 53 in November. I think that just throwing weights on top of your body when you're just starting out could be a mistake. One, we're prone to injury. We don't heal as quickly as we used to.
I know that.
So why not use your body weight first?
Got it.
Build up the muscle strength to carry your own body weight. Yes, you can walk around at your body weight, but can you push your body weight? Can you lift your body weight? Why go into a gym and use a machine and then be extremely sore and not want to go back because you're sore?
All right. Wow. Well, I got something to tell you. You ready?
Go ahead.
But people say do heavy weights. I can't. I stopped doing heavy weights. I'm getting too old. I'm 53. I'm about to be 54 in 2 weeks. But I've been doing body weight. It's kind of interesting to say that because I wanted to ask you a question. I've been doing body weight since I started this journey, and I have noticed I have gotten more. What's not leaner? I guess leaner, but more toned.
Oh.
Yeah, I got more tone because, us guys, like some of us guys, we like to, we want to get big and bulky because that's the thing, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you,
a lot of women don't like that.
And you know what? And that's what I want to tell you.
Don't like that.
That's what I want to tell you, like, because when I first started this journey, I did it for the wrong reasons. I wanted to be big.
Most people do.
Yeah. So, but then I was like, forget that. I'm doing it and now, I'm leaner, but I'm more toned. I have lean muscle, which is stronger than bulky muscle. I'm glad you said that. So I'm going to toss out these stats right here. But to end on that one right there, like, what is your recommendation for body weight? Because it seems like you're doing body weight exercises and you're working yourself up with like lighter weights. Well, do you like to do more reps with the lighter weights or just even reps?
So, like I said, I'm not a professional. I use them until my body is fatigued.
Okay, fatigue. I got you. All right. So
once I start to feel the quiver, then I stop. And the next day or a couple of days later, I try to do it just a little bit more.
Okay. So as a coach, life coach, trauma coach, or just a personal friend, if do women come to you and ask you that for your opinions about that?
Yes, they do. I can tell you. So I record my workouts. I video record them and then I take snapshots throughout them and I post them on. I started posting more of me actually doing the workout, doing my work. I actually started posting more videos of that. I used to just post clips of it because I do have some people, not just women, but men too, who will reach out to me and they'll see the transition from what I look like to where I am today.
Gotcha.
And they'll ask me for help. And what I do, so WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, they allow me to send bigger files.
Got it.
So a lot of people, I just send them exactly what I'm doing. Or if they're trying to learn their headstand and when I do it, I position my hands in different ways. And the way I position my arms and my hands, it makes you work different muscles, and some of them are tougher than others. So I will show them step by step on how to do it.
Got
so
it.
that they can do it. And I also let them know, because like you said, I can't do that. Please don't say that. Please don't say that. So it's not like you just go into it and you just start. You use braces. So you might have a chair sitting here and put your feet on it while you're practicing standing on your head, and it helps
Yeah.
you get your balance. And then you slowly take your legs off the chair until you can get it. You know what I'm saying? So there's yoga blocks you can use as well, or
Mhm.
like there's different things that you can use to help you learn your balance. You can do it off of a wall.
Okay.
So depending on what the need is for them or what they're trying to work on, I send them videos to their messages. Either it's through WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, and I send a lot of stuff out to help them.
Okay. Is this a part of life coaching?
No,
No, it's different. Okay.
no, because I guess I can go into it because the endorphins you get when you start to work out can totally change your mood, can totally
Yes.
change your outlook on things, can totally change things from negative to positive. So
Mm-hmm.
all of it really goes hand in hand. I just know that for me, if I don't work out, I don't feel like I accomplished what I was supposed to do. If I don't work out, I start to feel a little weighted down, and not just physically.
Okay. All right.
So,
All
you
right.
know,
I love it. I do love it. But let me ask you something right here. How's your diet with that?
my diet, I eat a lot of steak. I
All
eat a lot of
protein.
avocado. I kind of have, I don't want to say I do a carnivore diet. I intuitive eat. So I
Mhm.
listen to what my body wants, and that's what I give it.
Okay.
I don't deprive myself of anything. If I have a sweet tooth, I don't like chocolate too much, but caramel is a very big weakness of mine. If I have a sweet tooth and I want a piece, two piece, three pieces of caramel, I'm going to have it. I'm going to have it because, you know, just like anybody else or anything else, if you tell somebody don't touch the stove is hot. The
Mhm.
first thing they want to know is how hot is the stove, and they usually touch it anyway. I told you the
Right.
stove is hot. So your natural reaction when you're wanting something is to get it. And if you deprive yourself of it, you're going to eat everything until you get what you wanted. That is a waste of all the work you just did. So give yourself a little bit and give yourself some grace, and then get back on to what you're doing. I have a lot of acai. That's a sweet that cures my sweet tooth a lot.
Right.
I freeze my own fruits. I buy a bunch of fruit. I leave some fresh in the fridge for me to eat, and then I slice everything up and I freeze it.
I heard
So
about that.
I love that. And a
I
lot
heard
of
about that.
I
Yeah.
do it with bananas because bananas are pretty inexpensive, and
Yeah.
having a couple frozen banana slices is almost like eating banana ice cream. It is so good. It is so good because they don't freeze solid like a rock.
Okay.
They kind of stay a little soft, but they don't turn brown.
Okay. All right.
So So I do that. I freeze all my berries, and then I take out whatever I want. I eat a lot of steak, like I said. I don't eat a lot of carbs. I have a gluten intolerant,
Got
so I'm
it.
very mindful of that. I eat a lot of tuna. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat a lot of oatmeal, but my oatmeal has flaxseed, quinoa, um, chia seeds in it. Uh, but they're great flavors. I
Okay.
have apricot peach, I have blueberry, blackberry, and then I have strawberry mango, I think. They're really
Okay.
good. So I don't feel like I'm eating diet food.
Okay.
So it's a mind game for yourself. I also believe that in preparing your own food, you get great satisfaction and you feel much more satisfied when you eat.
I love this. I love it. Shirley, let's move on to perimenopause.
Ah,
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell the audience what the Wikipedia definition is.
okay.
It's the transition phase before menopause is experienced by most women between the ages of 45 and 55 with an average duration of 4 years. Though it can last up to a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in the last 10 years, it's starting as early as the age of 35. Now,
Yeah.
before you get into your journey, because you went through it 3 times,
Yes, I did.
okay. I'm gonna tell you this little fun fact stat here. You ready for it?
Sure.
Okay, it says as of 2024, 69 to 84% of women have experienced perimenopause all over the world, and it's over 384 million women
Mm-hmm.
since 2024, and it's lasted for unbelievably 15 years.
I believe that.
So I'm like, but you said right before we got on air, you
Yeah.
have experienced this 3 times.
Yes.
Can
I
you
can explain it.
yeah, break that down to me because I know when people see this, they be like, "What? I
Oh
barely
yeah, for
survived
sure. And
one."
when I say how and why, they're gonna know exactly why.
Yeah, but you have,
So
but one second, but you gonna have women saying like, "I barely survived one. How the hell
yeah,
she survived three?"
yeah. And believe it or not, going through that is it's a huge mental weight. Huge. The things that it does to you is
Oh,
it's crazy. It's like why being a woman is not easy. I'm telling you,
I'm hearing it, but go ahead, break it down
it's
for
not
me.
easy to be a man either.
Yeah, I know that.
But I don't think a man could do what a woman is doing right now.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie and say we can, but go ahead.
So for me, um, at the age of 22, um, I went on a birth control. But back then, it was really new. And what it did to me is it shut down pretty much all my female reproductive organs. And it caused me to start feeling like I was going through menopause because it changed the complete hormone balance. Now, I did not want to have any more children because a fun fact about me, I had all three of my children by the time I was 21. Yes. I was a teen. I was a teen mom.
That's another story for another
Yeah,
time. But go
16,
ahead.
18, and 21. I had all three of my children. I didn't want any more children, but I was only 21. So I went on this shot because it was supposed to work long term. You only had to get it once every 3 months. You were good, right?
Yeah.
But what it did to me was it made me go through menopause. And I was on it for about 6 years. Right. So because I knew, like I said to you in the beginning of this, I knew I didn't want to live the life that I grew up in. And I had to make a change. So I was on it that long. And so I went through it then. Okay. Um, in my 30s, I had female health issues. I had cervical cancer. And I ended up getting a partial hysterectomy. They left one ovary.
Gotcha.
So I started to go through menopause again.
So start off when you was 22.
Yep.
Then you went through cervical cancer, so you went through it again at what?
Again.
Again.
Because I had a partial hysterectomy, which then again changes all your hormones, right?
So one question on that.
Sure.
You already went through it at 22.
Yeah.
And so was it the same type of feelings or something like that?
So it was a lot of the same things, except for there was an extraordinary amount of weight gain. That's when I went up to 100 and almost 200 pounds.
Okay.
Because the hormones were completely out of whack. And the only reason that they left one ovary is because my hormones were so high that medication would have been very difficult to balance me. And they wanted my body to try and balance itself.
Gotcha.
So they left one in there. But I still went through all the menopause symptoms and stuff like that. And I'll be very honest with you, I didn't know what was going on with my body. We'll talk about it later too, where you have, I had body dysmorphia. I had, and I still struggle with that from time to time. And then I was so embarrassed of the way that I looked that I didn't want people to notice me. And that creates a mental game in you. Then I went through the stuff with my son, and that added more weight to me. And I just was looking in the mirror one day and I was like, I gotta stop. I gotta stop this. And I didn't know how. And I thought it was food related. It wasn't food related, it was hormone related.
Yeah.
But at this time, I have already changed my diet so much, and I started cutting things out, and I started to become active, and I started to see results. And when I say it was hormone reactive, that it was hormone related, is because I was in such a dark place and a depressed mindset that I didn't exercise. I didn't take care of myself. I showed up for the bare minimum of what it is that I had to do. And I got through whatever day it was that I was going through. And then I would sit on the couch. And it wasn't that I was eating crazy amounts of food. It was just the weight just kept coming on and coming on and coming on. And
Now,
it really,
sure,
go
sure,
ahead.
I got one question. I'm sorry for cutting you off. So you're going through this.
Yeah.
And at this time, you are serving in law enforcement as a police.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen my pictures?
So what I want to ask you is like, you're going through this. You have to protect and serve and do your duty. How was you dealing with this? How was your mental at this time?
Not good. It was not good, but I did what I was supposed to do. And the one thing about me is I'm always going to show up for what I have to show up for.
Okay.
There's a willpower inside of me that will not let me do less than what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
I usually go above and beyond what I'm supposed to do, but I felt very alone because I was one of the only women and nobody understood what I was going through and nobody's seen it and nobody asked and nobody cared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I said, it put me in a very depressed state. I had, and we'll talk about this on another time as well, but just briefly, I had zero comfortability and almost zero support from law enforcement with some of the traumatic things that I had gone through in my life. And I swore that I was never going to be that person. Okay. When my son was sick, I only had one person show up for me. One. Out of all the officers and the people that I work with in this community, because as a woman, we are not as accepted as people think. Now down here in Florida is a lot different. It's a very female-friendly state. But in Illinois, it is not.
I don't know, sure. I mean, today women been, that's not. I'm a
we'll discuss
big
that at another time. But because I felt so alone, and then my son was sick, and me going into the coaching part of what I did, that's how I started to heal myself.
Gotcha.
Like a lot of people stand behind the blue line, and there are some great benefits behind the blue line, but a lot of it is to hide a lot of BS.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily believe in it. If you're going to be there for somebody, then you don't need a blue line to tell you that you should be there for them.
Absolutely.
But that's my stance on it. And a lot of officers look at me in a negative way because I will say that.
Got it.
And I don't care. I'm my own person. I stand on what I stand on.
Gotcha.
So when I started, because I was going through all of that after let me back up just a little bit. So when I was diagnosed and when I had to have the hysterectomy, it was an emergency situation. So I went through that. And that was in August. In October, I lost my mother. And in November, my son was diagnosed.
Okay.
So now imagine that weight on you.
Yeah.
Working two jobs. I worked at the high school and I worked patrol.
Yeah.
I was just a patrol officer with no support. So imagine that's like putting all of these weights on top of you and expecting you to still show up. And I did.
Yeah.
But there were times where it's like I was just going through the motions. You know what I mean? And once I started to coach and I started to be accountable for myself and I promised myself I'm going to get out of this mental space that I'm in, I did the work on myself. And then I started once you start to feel better mentally, you start to feel better physically. When you start to feel better physically, it's just a cycle that keeps going. Gotcha. So it's like if somebody sees something negative and they say negative things all the time, that's all they're going to see.
Yeah.
But in that same picture, if you see one positive thing, and that's the thing you focus on, you start to see way more positive things.
Gotcha.
So it has to be like a light switch inside of yourself that you're ready for it. You can't do it if you're not ready for it.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt.
Like you said, you started working out for the wrong reasons, right?
Oh yeah.
So imagine back then if you would have did it for the right reason. But because you did it for the wrong reason, it kind of sets you back.
I learned a lot from that. I did. I learned a lot from that.
You know, so for me, and I'm the kind of person that if you didn't mess with me when I was almost 200 pounds, you don't need to mess with me at this size either.
I see you're scrappy. So I see.
I am the same person.
I love it though, but you're great.
And I will say that. Remember, you didn't even want to talk to me.
Yes.
Now keep that same energy over here.
Everybody should live that way. I'm not gonna lie to you. So when you was going through this a second time, you didn't have the support and everything like that.
No.
Did you? Okay. All right. So when you went past it, how did the third time happen around?
I'm old.
What, you know what? That's probably the best answer I heard in a while. So you said you're old. I get that, but you can't steal my phrase because I say
But it's the truth. It's like I started to age and I didn't really realize what was happening to me. I was like, this is weird. And it started with me sweating at night, and I don't sweat. I don't sweat. I thought I was dying. I was so hot, and I'm not that kind of person.
Oh my
I
God.
don't really care for air conditioning. Like, I don't like the way it smells. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like it blowing directly on me.
How can you not like air conditioning?
Oh, I like it now.
Yeah, because you're going through sweats.
Yeah.
So
into it, to be honest.
So is this the part when you basically went into full blown menopause?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It started with the sweating, and it started with I was getting a lot of headaches. My eyes started to get bad. I was feeling irritable. I was feeling not myself. And I think a lot of the part that people don't talk about, and it's a huge subject and should be spoken about, is going through this. It does something to you mentally. The changes itself, and a lot of people don't address it. They go to the doctor and they get whatever it is that they want to give them, but you're still going through it, right?
Yes.
And until you address it mentally, it doesn't matter what medicine you're going to take, you're still going to have that weight on yourself. And I think that that's unhealthy, and it can create a lot of other issues for yourself. You really have to address all aspects of it. And I don't think that that is something that is done very often.
Well, Shirley, you got 1.3 million women reach menopause every year, every single year. And I can tell you, I don't know what you did with it, but they talk about a lot of it can be reduced by a healthy diet.
I do eat very healthy.
You know, but you said that early. They have fruits and vegetables, whole grains.
Yeah.
Have lean protein, which is fish, poultry, beans, lentil, and tofu. Yeah, tofu. You got healthy fats.
Yes, avocados and things like that.
Yep, avocados, olive oil, fatty fish, calcium, and vitamin D and C. Fiber. Now they said the bad foods that will keep on bringing it out, make it prolong more is processed foods.
Yeah, I don't need much of that.
Added sugar.
Well, I do have some of that, but not too much. If I get sugars, a lot of them are natural.
Okay. You can have excessive alcohol.
Nope, not a drinker.
And caffeine. Caffeine right there. Now I want to tell you this last part. I don't know, a lot of people want to know about this. They say the top two diets that can reduce menopause by 30 to 40% is a vegan diet and vegetarian. I don't know what you feel about that. Like, what's your opinion about that? Because
I don't necessarily agree with that because, okay, this is why I don't agree with that. I think, first of all, I intuitive eat, right?
Okay.
I listen to my body. I give it what it wants. And that works for me. I also intermittent fast. I usually don't eat until at least 2 in the afternoon. And I've done that before it was a big deal. I've been doing that easily 20 years.
Got it.
My body has adjusted to it. I'm telling you, at 2:10, I'm starving.
Yeah, I would be too.
But I can tell what time it is without even looking at a clock.
Oh, because your body.
Because my body knows what time it is.
Got you.
But the reason I say that I don't agree with that is, okay, so they're saying vegetarian. We'll use that for example. Now you have to have certain foods in that diet, or you have to take supplements, or you have to add proteins into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you get that from the meat? Why take an extra supplement? Why add an extra powder when it can be done by diet? I don't take any of that.
Gotcha.
I don't take any of that. I eat pretty clean. I get my fats the way I'm supposed to get my fats. I get my sugars for 90% of the time the way I'm supposed to. No diet is perfect, but I do know that when you deprive yourself of something, you're going to do whatever you can to get it.
Okay.
So I think a lot And I'm not going to take away from people who do eat that way. Good for them if that's the way they eat. But that's not the way that I eat. And I would never tell somebody what you're doing is wrong. But if you have to add things to your diet to get things that you can naturally get from foods, why? Now, the reason I can say that a lot of people will say that about the good part about being vegetarian would be you're not getting the hormones from or the steroids from the meats, right?
Yeah.
And when you digest the hormones and the steroids that are in the meat, it adds bulk to your body, it adds weight to your body because those steroids are now going through your system, right?
Okay.
So why not just buy grass-fed, natural? That's what I buy. It's not crazy expensive either, believe it or not.
Oh, Shirley, let's move on to something that you probably that deal with a lot since you're a certified life and trauma coach. Mental health.
Yes.
Mental health for women.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you notice or not, men are number one with mental health.
Yes.
Highest rates and suicides and everything like that. But this is what.
That's because they don't ask for help.
Yes, trust me. That can be that. I can have a conversation for days about that.
That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. I'm very serious about that. That's exactly why I do what I do. I reach out. So I served in Illinois, right? I was law enforcement in Illinois. I've reached out. I live in Hollywood, Florida.
Got it.
I've reached out to Hollywood, Hollandale, Broward County, Pompano Beach, police departments, letting them know what I do. I reached out to the officers, letting them know what I do. When I'm at the beach, I stop the officers. I introduce myself. I let them know what I do. And I serve them free.
Awesome.
For free. I am here. If it's something traumatic, if I'm traveling, I will do just like I'm doing with you through a Zoom. If I am in person and you call me, I don't care if it's the middle of the night and you're going through something traumatic, I'm going to show up.
I like that. But not that many. A lot of people say they show up, but they don't.
I do show up. I have people from Illinois who still call me on a regular basis. Hey, they'll say, "Hey, Chief, I need to run something by you."
I like that.
And we just handle it.
Chop it up.
We do.
So I can tell you right now, it says 26.4 I'm my bad. Of women in the United States has some form of mental illness. Of all the women in the United States, 26.4% of women in the United States have some form of mental illness. Now, they say
it's higher than that.
Well, that's what they're
self-admitted.
That's what they're reporting. The one who admitted, right? Okay, so you probably deal with this anxiety. It says women are twice as higher than men.
Yes.
Also, depression. Women are twice as higher than men. And also, there is PTSD, which they are 1% higher than men. And this is the last one, abuse and trauma, 53% higher than men. And I also want to add this stat here, ladies and gentlemen. I've said on other podcasts before. There are 245 million women per year who suffer through either a physical or mental or sexual abuse in their lifetime.
I've had all three.
In their lifetimes. That happens every year.
I went through all three.
So I know you deal with that. You said you went with that.
Yep.
So in a short version right there, what are some of the things like, you know what I mean? When you have conversations with your clients, how much personal do you reveal about what you went through? Do you keep everything in? How
100%. I am 100% transparent.
Okay. All right. So
how can I so there's a difference between helping somebody and telling somebody.
Got it.
And not that you have to go through these experiences, but you are much more relatable when you're transparent of your journey and how you got to where you are. Plus, it gives that person hope. One, they trust you enough to tell you the truth about what's really happening.
Got it.
Two, they see that it's possible and they stay with you. They see that it's possible to get better and they trust and stay with you through that journey. It's a lot different when somebody's telling you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, but they've never experienced what that person is actually going through.
Facts.
And you can go to a session and somebody tell you all the things you need to do, but you feel like you got nowhere with them because they you can tell when somebody feels what you feel. You can tell when somebody truly understands. The worst thing you can say to somebody is, I understand how you feel. No, you don't. Unless you've been on that road, you don't. You understand what they're telling you.
I've been there.
You don't understand how they feel. So for me, depending on the circumstance, on what they want to talk about, if they're talking about sexual abuse, I talk about what happened with me with them, so that I give them a brief. This is what I have gone through. I want you to know that there's really light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to be honest with the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
You have to look in that mirror every day, look yourself in your eyes like you would your significant other, and tell yourself the truth.
Gotcha.
That's half of the battle. You should hold your head up. You didn't do something wrong. Pick your head up.
Shirley, you're amazing. You seem like you're very invested into your job, which I love that, and I actually respect that a lot. A lot of people, I'm not gonna put shame out on other people, but some people do not practice what they preach, especially on social media. But we gonna go into this one right here. This is something that's really, really big on social media. Speaking of social media, is body imaging, body shaming. All right, and I'm gonna tell you this little fact right here, which kind of like really, really got to me. And I don't know if you talk to people about this, but as of 2024, 31% of teenagers and 35% of adults feel ashamed or depressed because of their body image. Now, also, 28% of males and 35% of females, all this started at the ages of from 11 to 24, all the way up to their adulthood today.
Yes.
So when you're talking to your patients, when you're talking
this could get deep.
I mean, like, like we'll keep it like little short on this bit, because I know you can go a long time with this one. But tell me like something about how you feel about that, and how you navigate through that, especially with body imaging, because you say you went through as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So how you navigate that with your clients?
Like I said just a few seconds ago, is by looking in the mirror and being truthful with yourself.
Is it tough?
Yes, it's very, very, very tough to look in the mirror and acknowledge your part in what happened and where you're at.
Oh God, no.
And how you got there. So a lot of things people do is bury traumas, bury shame, bury abuse. And no matter what you do to bury it, it's going to surface, whether it's in your body, whether it's in your mental, whether it's in your physical production. It's going to keep coming out. And until you address what's over here, you're always going to carry some form of shame. It's not targeted on the right thing, though. So you might have shame about your body, but it's really not about your body. It's about the stuff you're hiding. It's just easier to say, oh, I don't like the way this looks. I don't like the way that looks. But what made you think that? What happened to you that changed the way you look at yourself? And you have to do the work on who you are inside for it to reflect on the outside.
I like that. Shirley, have you heard of this one? They say, I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe you've heard about this. They say 1 out of 5 adults actually body shames themselves more than they're getting body shamed.
Yes.
Like, how the hell is that possible?
Yes, I just looked in the mirror before I worked out. And there's certain things I see in my workouts. Like, so I lost approximately 80 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So I have skin.
Yeah.
I will never be able to lose that. But when you look at it in a photo, you're like, oh my God, that looks disgusting.
Yeah,
That's how it starts.
wow.
That's how it starts. But I'm only 118 pounds right now. Yeah. It's just skin. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to tell myself it's normal. But it's like I said way in the beginning of this, when you see negative, you only produce negative. So although I looked in the mirror in my bedroom and thought, oh my God, I got to do something about that. And then I come out here and I do my workout and I feel really good about myself. I have to keep telling myself, find something positive. Look at all the work you did. You could do your push-ups now. Look at how many crunches you could do. Look, you have to change your mindset.
That's very hard to do, though.
It is. That's why I said looking in the mirror is one of the hardest things you have to do.
I hate looking in the mirror because I always say, I mean, see, if you look straight ahead, you're okay. You want to get the best view, turn sideways.
Yeah.
Seriously, turn sideways or 3/4. You'll get the exact body shape right there. You'll get that right there.
So there's also a book that I used. One of my officers, I was his lieutenant. No, I might have been a chief. Either I was a lieutenant or the chief at the time. And he was listening to a book. He's a professional bodybuilder. He looks impeccable.
Mhm.
He takes great care of himself. And I also know he's fine up here because I've done a lot of work with him.
Okay.
He was listening to a book, and I was chief because I remembered a conversation almost verbatim. He said, "Hey, chief, when are you going to put your book out?" I said, "Nobody wants to hear my story." He says, "No, a lot of people would want to hear your story because I'm transparent with my officers.
Absolutely.
I don't hide nothing from them. I'm transparent from my childhood through adulthood. I'm transparent. I'm an open book because it will benefit somebody."
Good.
And he said, "I'm listening to a book right now, and it is all I can think about is you and some of the things that you've gone through in your story. And when are you going to put your book out?" That's what he kept saying to me. And it was, "You Can't Hurt Me." Like, have you listened to that?
I've heard it. I heard two people talk about that book. I am not
Okay, so you could read the book or you could do Audible. I highly recommend Audible because there's a lot of activities throughout it, and it's him himself narrating the story. So one of the biggest things that I took from that book, and I've listened to it probably 7 times, and whenever I'm feeling like I'm not my best, I listen to it because the work that it has you do on yourself is amazing. And one of the biggest things that he has in there is the accountability mirror. And you write yourself little notes on sticky notes, and you put it on the mirror, and you read it to yourself every single day, the good and the bad.
Oh yeah, I know about accountability. Trust me.
So, but that was one of the biggest things that were in that book. And he talks about he became a Navy SEAL, and he used to be almost 300 pounds. And he talks about his journey and how he had to address his mental health and all the things that his childhood, the traumas and all of those things in order for him to start to shed that weight. And it's not about a weight loss. The book is not about weight loss. It's just one small part of it.
Gotcha.
And I think that it's a great read or a great listen. I love to listen to it because I feel like he's talking to me.
Gotcha.
And I recommend it for you offline. I would totally recommend that you look it up on Audibles.
Okay.
I can promise you it will change aspects of your life.
Okay.
The accountability mirror is something that I took from that book and I use with people that I work with.
Gotcha.
My questionnaire that I send out to people it pretty much covers from childhood to where they want to be.
Okay.
Not where you're at, where you want to be. Because the work we have to do is to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Right?
I love it.
So that's the way that you can navigate different things. And it might not be for everybody, and a lot of people don't believe in life coaching. And you don't have to look at somebody as a life coach. You can look at them as a support system.
Yeah.
And everybody needs a support system.
Got that right.
Everybody does. There's people who are facing life completely alone and don't have a support system.
Okay.
I got you.
I love it.
I got you.
Shirley, I'm going to wind this down.
Okay.
But before I wind this down, I'm play my little game with you, and I give yes, but I get at the end of every podcast, I give every guest their final say at the end. So I want you to give your final say, especially something inspiring and positive for women, because you two are a great one today. Because definitely, right, we got to have you back here for your journey as a police officer to a police chief, and your journey up today. I think that's going to be freaking epic. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's probably one of my best stories. But are you ready to play with me?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right, you go love these questions, right? Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous, but okay. I'm honest, like I said. I'm honest.
What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
let people do what they want to do and they'll show you what they'd rather do.
Really?
Yeah, my grandmother told me that when I was very young. Don't ask to be included in something if they didn't include you. Let people do what they want to do and they'll show you what they'd rather do. And then you move accordingly.
That sounds, I wish somebody would have told me that.
It's the truth. I don't want to be in a room I'm not welcome in.
Hey, I hear you on that one. My next question is, what moment in your life would you want to experience one more time?
Oh, that's a. I don't know if you're ready for that.
Oh boy, what is it? There?
So becoming my children's mother again, because I think I could be better now.
I get that.
I've apologized to my children for the trauma that I have gave them because I didn't deal with mine.
I get that.
So I would like to do that again. But other than that, nothing. I like where I'm at in life.
I totally get that. That right there, out of everybody I asked, like when they came back with it with their the answer. That one I get.
Yeah.
Here go another one. If you could learn one skill instantly, what would that skill be?
That's tough.
One skill.
To not carry everybody's weight, I guess.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It mentally, just to be clear.
Okay. All right. Okay. This one's going to be something different, but I believe everybody has this, but it depends on your childhood. What was your favorite toy as a kid?
We didn't have much. Like I said, we grew up really poor, and I will, and this will go into a lot of conversation when we talk again.
Okay.
My mom made sure we grew up in the projects. Okay, 40 in Chicago.
Okay.
And my mom made sure that we were very diverse growing up.
Okay.
And I remember one year she bought me and my younger sister baby dolls, and they were our black baby dolls.
Cool. Love it.
And we carried those things through life. And I think by doing that, first of all, she ordered them and they came that way and it wasn't intended to be.
Oh, gotcha.
So growing up without money, you're going to take whatever you have, right? So those dolls became something that catapulted my life in a different direction.
I love it.
So
I love that. Here the last one for you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What is one thing people misunderstand or misunderstood or misunderstand about you?
People think I'm really aggressive and they think I'm a B.
You can say it if you want.
They think I'm a bitch.
And why they think that?
I think my stance, I think my short hair, I think that I am forward speaking.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like forward speaking.
And especially not from a woman.
Yeah. I tell you, a lot of men get intimidated by that. I ain't gonna lie. They do.
And that happens a lot. And if I intimidate you when I enter a room, you have to ask yourself why. It's not my fault. If I intimidate you, you have to ask yourself, where do you feel less than that I'm doing that to you? I didn't say anything to you.
Nah. He's a bitch. That's what it is.
So
I said it.
Huh?
The guy's a bitch. I said it.
Yeah, but they might not be, but they might have issues that they have never really addressed. I am not the kind of woman that is going to be put in a corner and expect to. No. That's not me. Well, but I've worked with so many people that have said after, I'm a flight attendant now, and I work with a lot of flight attendants. And in the beginning, they judge me. They prejudge me all the time.
Because you're strong.
Because I'm strong.
A lot of people don't like strong
women. By the end of the flight, they'll be saying, I'm so happy that I got to work with you and that I was able to sit here and talk with you and that I was able to and the advice you gave me and the reach out that you gave me. This is not what I thought you were. And I have so many people who have said that to me. And I always ask them, well, what is it you thought I was? And please don't sugarcoat it. I want to know, because I always want to know a way that I can make myself better. I don't mean to come into a room and intimidate people, but I do need people in the room to know that I'm ready to take care of whatever has to be taken care of.
I love it. I do. I love this. Shirley, I want you to give the last message to end this podcast off, right? To any, you want to give a certain message about any topic or anything to a woman or somebody listening today, the floor is yours.
Well, for anybody, I will never say one gender versus the other. I am here. I am equal opportunity. I will help men and women. I will help children. I will help anybody that needs it. Your dog needs some help. I got them too. But for me, if you do the work, you're going to see the results. But you have to trust the work. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be open. You have to be honest with the person in the mirror. And if you're not going to be any of those things, I can help you learn how to do that. And I will help you be accountable for that.
Awesome.
So if anybody needs a little guidance, a little push, a little way to go, follow me. Follow my page. I got you. I'll do it. I will tell you you're doing a great job today. And I will tell you, why didn't you post? Where are you at?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you heard all her information will be in the descriptions below when this comes out. Shirley, like, you're amazing. You're strong.
Thank you.
I love this conversation with you. I'm very impressed. I was impressed by your post, but now talking to you and seeing you, like, I'm way more impressed more than ever. I'm not saying it just for the podcast. I'm just being real with you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, she I'm bringing her back. Don't know, but we'll figure out time and date about that one. But we have to hear about her journey as an officer all the way to police chief. I think that would be amazing right there. I would love to hear that story and her perspective of law enforcement, how way she sees it. Shirley, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time on Let's Talk About It. Peace.